go. What's up, guys? Welcome to another edition of our Dynasty Spotlight series here at Masters. We're talking rookies again, and it's an update series. So we've talked about all these guys before the NFL draft, but now one of our favorite weekends of the year, NFL draft weekend, has come and it has gone, and we have landing spots for all these guys. So with that, we got a quick update for each of them. We've talked about a lot so far, but now we're diving into the sixth pick of the draft, which is the Miami Dolphins. They actually, were picking at 3, traded back, then they traded up to 6. So it's worth noting, not only did they invest, a top 6 pick in this guy, they also did trade up for this pick. So very heavily invested, the Miami Dolphins are in Alabama wide receiver Jaylen Waddle, another reunion with Tua.
Yeah.
Who Jaylen Waddle said that Mac Jones threw a better ball than Tua Tagovailoa. Now, maybe he was just saying that to try and bump up his buddy's stock since Tua already got paid. He was just trying to get Mac Jones paid, but we'll see.
Yeah.
Jaylen Waddle, how we feeling?
So I really like this pick, and it's honestly similar to that Burrow and Chase connection. I really like the fact that these two have a connection. They've played together before. I mean, from the get-go, that's huge because, they already have that chemistry. Jaylen Waddle has that opportunity to produce from day one, and I obviously really like that aspect of it. And another thing I like about it is just Waddle was that guy. I mean, he was supposed to be the best receiver on Alabama before Devontae Smith had that crazy Heisman-winning season. And injury kind of took Waddle out of that year and gave Devontae that hype. So, despite all that, Waddle, great player. I like him a lot, and I think it's a great landing spot for him. Guys like Devontae Parker are there. They signed Will Fuller in the offseason, but at the end of the day, they felt strongly enough, like Alex said, to move back up to 6 and select Jaylen Waddle. I think this is a guy that they trust immensely to be that guy on their team and be a dynamic playmaker, and I, for one, am all in on it. I like it.
Yeah, I completely agree, and honestly, for me, I feel like the draft kind of solidified most of my rookie rankings, in terms of what I felt like them before I saw their landing spot, and then once their landing spot actually came in. But for me, Jaylen Waddle was actually my biggest riser. Guys like Rashad Bateman, I thought, maybe a more complete prospect from an NFL standpoint. But now I'm loving the Jaylen Waddle pick. He's jumped up to my rookie wide receiver 2, which is in line with where he was drafted. You mentioned feeling great about the Tua reunion. I like the fact that Tua's there, but I also don't love it. But I look at it as a positive because I think worst case scenario, Tua's his franchise quarterback. Best case scenario, Tua doesn't hit, and then they get an upgrade over Tua. So I feel like Tua's kind of a safe floor franchise quarterback. And then there's always a chance, if Tua struggles for the next year or so, they very well could be picking at the top of the first round. They got a lot of draft capital still the next couple of years. So they easily could get another franchise quarterback if Tua doesn't ball out.
Right.
So, I feel good both short and long term with the quarterback position in Miami. Even if Tua flops, I still think, they're going to get a franchise quarterback sooner rather than later because they have their draft capital. Love that they made it a point to go up and get Jaylen Waddle. Obviously, they moved up there before the draft unfolded. My guess is they were hoping a Jamar Chase or Kyle Pitts would have fallen. But I feel really good about it. Will Fuller was a big free agent signing. I think, Will Fuller will definitely help stretch the field, and they'll use Jaylen Waddle more underneath. And,
absolutely.
Let him waddle a bit,
Yeah, and I like, again, going back to the Tua thing, even if Tua doesn't pan out, at least I know he's going to be looking for Jaylen Waddle.
Right.
So I feel really good about Jaylen Waddle, too. Even if Tua doesn't play well, I think Waddle will still produce.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, rookie draft, Al, what are you thinking? Where would you take Jaylen Waddle right now in a rookie draft?
So this is where I said, to me, he's my biggest riser. You would, I'm sure if you go back and listen to our Spotlight series, I probably gave you mid to late first round is what I would have said pre-draft.
Probably, yeah.
Now I'm saying someone in that 1.3 to 1.5, honestly. Yeah.
I was just gonna say to me, I think he's locked into the top half of your draft now.
Yep.
And I think if he slides below that, you got to hop all over him.
Yeah. 1.3 to 1.6. I think that's where I feel really good about Jaylen Waddle.
Definitely. Yeah, it's hard not to like it. I mean, he should produce from the get-go too, which should make you feel even better about the fact that he's going that high in your rookie drafts now.
Yeah.
Which means, where do you take him when it comes to a fresh startup?
Man.
Full startup. Where are you measuring him compared to some of these other guys that we've seen, even in the last year? Guys like CeeDee Lamb, Jerry Jeudy.
Sure. Okay. Yeah. So I like this game actually. So CD, I would still go ahead. I like CD more.
Okay.
But I like him better than Jeudy. I like him better than that whole, the famous picture of the 4 Alabama receivers were all 4 first-round picks: Jeudy, Ruggs, and then of course the 2 this year, Devontae Smith and Jaylen Waddle. And I like him the most out of those receivers.
Okay.
So ahead of Jeudy, not quite as high as CD, not quite as high as Justin Jefferson, obviously.
What about Ayuk?
Ooh, that's a good one. I love Ayuk, but I think Jaylen Waddle on upside slightly more.
Okay.
But
so,
I'm high on Ayuk. But
right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I like that. And honestly, I think I probably agree as well. CD and Justin Jefferson still above him to me. But I think Waddle's right in there. I think that's where you can start, thinking about him seriously. Because, even though a guy like Ayuk had a good year, he was banged up.
Yeah.
Debo was banged up as well. So, and Kittle. So, with Kittle back, Debo back, and even with Ayuk healthy, maybe that hurts Ayuk's value. Whereas Waddle, we've seen Devontae Parker and Will Fuller struggle to stay healthy in the past as well. And again, Waddle's got that chemistry with Tua.
Yeah.
I think you can make the case that he slides in right in that area of your fresh startup draft, which is probably around, like sixth round.
Yeah, it's so hard.
I'm trying to think of where Ayuk's gone in some of the drafts.
For as much as I love Dynasty Football and startup drafts, I'm really bad at I have to compare him to other players that are positioned rather than be like, oh, that's mid-5th round of a startup. It gets so hard for me.
Yeah, that's tough. You can at the top, it's easier to do that. But once you start getting into the middle of a draft, it's almost impossible.
But I love comparing him to current players, and I think agree with everything you said. But it'll be interesting to see how he produces as a rookie and then long term what he does, because like I said, for sure my biggest riser post-draft. I was a little down on him pre-draft. It was mainly I had a feeling he was going to end up in Detroit, and I didn't love that.
Yeah.
But I feel much better about Miami. So,
yeah, I agree. Totally.
Yep. But that's about all I got for Jaylen Waddle.
Yeah, I think I agree. I don't know that I have a ton else to add on Jaylen Waddle.
Yeah.
So with that in mind, as always, if you actually want to watch a little more about us talking about Jaylen Waddle, we've done a video in the past. Go check it out, our Spotlight series on Jaylen Waddle. If you're looking to sign up for a Dynasty Football League, Fantasy Football League, wow, I'm just bouncing all over the words there. Masters Fantasy Football Leagues, the best place to do it, the best place for Dynasty Fantasy Football, and as always, Dynasty Football, Fantasy Football is the best way to play fantasy football. So sign up for a league, draft Jaylen Waddle, and enjoy yourself.
That's all I got. Thanks for listening, guys.
Boom.
Nice.